Oh, hey, 8th grade. That's good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sure you're doing this because you want to. I thought what a great time to take an opportunity to talk a little bit more about multi-step inequalities. Yes, doesn't that sound exciting? Well, here we go. I think we had inequalities before, so you can fire up those notes. I'll give you a second to find them. A multi-step just means there's just a few more chances for you to get confused and get them wrong. So, as always, please, 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 I hope I didn't break my pen. Please, 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 take your time. Do them slowly. Get a big piece of paper or something. It just works better that way. So here we go. Like my good friend River says, it's time to present. Present, present, present. Let's see what kind of fun and fascinating entertainment we can come up with for today. Apparently I lost my toolbar somewhere. Talk amongst yourself. Okay, I'm back. Don't talk amongst yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, give me a toolbar here, people. Don't make me come out and find you. Sometimes it gets stuck behind. There it is. See, sometimes you just gotta play the game. All right, here we go. I think if I just do a couple examples for you, we've talked about all of these things before. However, there's a big difference between me talking and you actually listening. So I guess we have to do it again. So here it is. In bright living color here it is. Let's get a little bit bigger. Oh, not that big. It is inequalities. And the little subheading would be, the book calls it multi-step. My fingers have not warmed up yet, kids, so the handwriting is going to be a little sloppy. So here we go. I'm trying to figure. Let's start off with this one. 9 minus 3m is greater than 21. 9 minus 3m is greater than 21. Okay, remember, just like with equations, your ultimate goal is to get that goofy little letter m by itself. But as I can see right now, here the red lights should be, that's red writing. The red light should be going off in your head that the m is negative, so that's going to have some issues here. But we solve it just like a normal equation. I'm going to get rid of this 9 first. I always deal with the term that has the m gets dealt with last. It's nice that it's on the left side because that's a plus. So I'm going to subtract 9. I'm going to subtract 9. And that gives me, I believe, 12. So I have negative 3m is greater than 12. And just like with normal equations, you have to get the m, and the m needs to be positive. But here's the part where you just got to keep track and keep straight here, ladies and gentlemen. I divide by a negative 3. Anytime you divide by a negative and change the term, the letter term to its opposite, everything turns to its opposite, including the inequality sign. So as I go about doing this, I just need to realize in the end this inequality is going to flip sides. This becomes a positive m, and that becomes a negative 4. And again, you're asked to graph this here at negative 4, open circle because there's no equal sign there. Boom, shoots off in this general direction. So there is, that was a relatively uncomplicated one. Let's go see if we can find something a little bit more challenging, because I know you guys want to be challenged the most you can. Oh yeah, here we go. There are so many ways that this one can go wrong. I can't even speak of them. Here we go. So write down negative 6 times in parentheses 4 minus x parenthesis is greater than or equal to negative 12 squared. Man, this is gonna. Okay, so here we go. Simplifying distributive property. Take the negative 6 times of both of those. I get negative 24. Negative 6 times negative x is a positive 6x, making everybody happy because that's always good when the x is on this side and positive. Here's where you have to be careful. A lot of people will say when you have this negative 12 squared that the answer is positive 144. 12 times 12 is 144. But remember, the squared, boys and girls, only goes for what's in front of it. And the only thing in front of it is this 12. So that, yes, that is 144, but the negative sign is not getting squared. For that to be squared, the whole thing would have had to have been in parentheses. So this equals a negative 144. From here, it's going to be a piece of cake to solve. I'm just going to add 24 to get it to the other side. I'm going to add 24, which means these are opposite terms. So you're actually going to subtract them and get 120, and the negative is bigger. And 6x is greater than or equal to negative 120 divided by 6. Divided by 6, x is greater than or equal to a negative 20. Sometime I'm probably going to get one of these wrong. You can talk to me and tell me about it later, as long as you're nice about it. I don't yell at you when you get one wrong. Well, sometimes I do. And there's the graph of that. Not a very good graph. Oh, I'm going to shoot one more that is a fraction, because the book has some fractions here. If you're keeping score at home, I am doing some practice problems coming right out of the book. I know John Daffenberg sometimes likes to do that. 3/4 y plus 1/2 is less than 7/10. Please don't let fractions scare you. They're done just the same exact way. They're just a little goofier because you got to do some extra steps with fractions. Again, happy because the y is positive and it's on the right side, so I don't have to worry too much about changing signs. I just have to get rid of the positive 1/2 by subtracting 1/2, making common denominator. 7/10 minus 5/10 is 2/10. I suppose we can just make that 1/5 right out of the bat, right off the bat. And then I have 3/4 y is less than that. Anytime there's a fraction in front of a letter, just like with equations, you flip and multiply. So this is 4/3, that goes away. This is 4/3. Y is less than 4 times 1 is 4/15. Y is less than 4/15. To which you're going to say, are you kidding me? Who has to graph 4/15? Well, we're not asking you to do the whole world here. Just kind of give me a little. Here's 0. Here is 1. You would know that 4/15 is mighty close to 5/15, which is close to 1/3, but it's a little less than 1/3. So just kind of give me something that's about 1/3 of the way to number 1, and it's less than, so it goes this direction here. This is so exciting. I can't hardly stand it. Now, I am going to give you, and I'm going to pull one of these up here, a worksheet that has these inequalities on it. Let me see if I can find a hard one just so that we can. You know what? These are not that bad. Let's do number 12. Sure, let's do number 12. I'm going to fire up number 12 for you. You can jot this down while I'm pulling it up. Last one we'll do for you. Ooh, look at that, good size. Okay, so number 12. 12's got a lot of things happening here. Most of them are not good. First of all, my letters are on the wrong side, and secondly, my letters are going to end up being negative. So let's look at this. Okay, first thing we want to do is simplify this, which is 2r minus 3r. You get 2 is greater than negative 1r, or just negative r. Now, see if you can follow along with me on this. Okay, I need to get this r over here, and the way I do it is anytime you want to move things, terms from one side to the other, you just do their opposite. So I'm going to add r, okay, and I'm going to add r over here. Now please note, ladies and gentlemen, the sign does not change on this because I did not do it by multiplication or division. I did it by adding things. That doesn't change the sign. You can add this to this, add that to that. Okay, I'm going to subtract my 2, and it's going to go over here and become a minus 2. So the answer to this is going to be r is greater than negative 2. Okay, you don't change the sign unless you multiply or divide by a negative. I can add and subtract things from one side or the other side. All I want, it's not going to change that sign. And then if I'm graphing this at negative 2, it's a big fat open circle. and it's all the numbers that are greater than -2. So it ends up being such as this. And I will let you go with that. Actually, the worksheet looks a little easier than I hoped it would be. I was hoping it would maybe be a little more challenging, but I don't know. You know, you are 8th graders, just 14 whatever years old, so hopefully it goes well for you. This is Mr. Hahn signing off. Have a great day, and I'll see you later in class, or the next day in class, or somewhere in class.